Welcome to the Tom's River Show. Pat O Melia here. Got my ever-present coffee in a styrofoam cup. Go try to buy styrofoam these days. Fortunately, where everybody buys things these days, Amazon had it, so got two big boxes. I got one in each studio. Don't forget everything you see on the screen. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Love us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and on our live stream Vimeo, which I hope that these people will send me an invoice, so it's pretty soon, live stream Vimeo, so I can start making payments again against it. We're renewing that. I think it renews in August, but I like to send payments up front. It's kind of expensive. It's our streaming-based network, and we archive all our shows there, and there's a ton of other programming. They're just not the most responsive group when you think they would be if they want to get paid. But it is a good product, and we enjoy using live stream Vimeo in the studio. So follow us there. Fuel tax holiday. I'm in for any kind of saving on fuel tax. Biden is going to waive the federal fuel tax, as of this taping anyway. And Governor Murphy is talking about the same thing. Again, it'll come out to, I guess, about 85 cents, 90 cents a gallon savings for us. I'm all in on that. The thing is, that's not the problem with the fuel. That's a Band-Aid. That's probably a midterm election Band-Aid, for that matter. We need to get back to where we were. A year or so ago, the price of gas was like $2 a gallon cheaper. We need to get back there. And the way we do that is by producing energy. 85% of our nation's energy is natural gas, fossil fuels, and coal. And we keep acting like we're in the 1930s or 40s with belching coal plants and all, and cars with absolutely no emissions on it. We are probably the cleanest nation in the world. Don't even compare us with India and China. We're light years cleaner than them. France, we are probably the cleanest. And that's looking at Canada also. And we keep talking about this Green Deal. We're so far away from a green transition, if it ever happens in someone's lifetime, to wind and solar. I got solar lights all over my kid's house. Not too reliable if we have no sun. And the wind, not that reliable if there's no wind. We are very clean. We got to get off this kick that we're polluting the environment the way we are now. We are extremely clean the way we are now. All right, we're going to break for commercial. I'm going to come back. I'll go over the topics, and we get the show going. I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. I'm back. Pat O Melia, Tom's River Show. Yeah, the Green Deal. Listen, I'm all in favor of green, provided it at least has the same expense as we had 2 years ago. But that's not going to happen. It's going to be very expensive. So let's embrace natural gas-wise, just the natural gas that we know of in the country will last us about 250 years. That's just what we know of. We listen to these voices, and I've seen the changes environmentally, from Jersey City when I was a kid to the Hackensack River to oil polluting and to where we are today. Huge difference. And we're continuing to make a huge difference. We don't have to go off the deep end constantly and let the rest of the world catch up to us. All right. There is a new era in municipal government. It's not the same as it used to be, and mayors have to change accordingly. I'm talking to Mo Hill here. Hello, Mo. Between the crushing inflation, and it is crushing right now, and it's amazing what we can't get. You can't get a car. Fuel is ridiculous. You can't get baby formula, women's sanitary product, and it goes on and on what we can't get. So it's like we're a third world country. We need to get back to the kitchen table issues. And mayors have to change because it's going to be hard to turn this back. We're not Thanos with the time stone. We're going to have to evolve. The mayor's job has to evolve. And the constant cost of municipal government is worse than the inflation. Every year. And I follow it heavily in Jersey City. And what happens in Jersey City trickles down into Toms River. Toms River is a little Jersey city with a lot of connections to Jersey City. Jersey City just raised their property taxes 30%. It'll go up around $1,600, $1,800 on a home assessed at $450. The job of mayor has to change because we're not going to back down on a lot of these expenses without effort. The mayor has to be more of a CEO now. You're going to have to figure out how to cut expenses and raise revenue. It's not the 70s anymore. Local government, everything's got to change. We have to adjust to today, but we're still acting like, we still manage like it's the 70s. You just can't have a blanket tax increase now. It's not fair to seniors. And what happened in Jersey City was basically the school tax. I got seniors who don't have kids in school. They're getting hit with 30% tax increase. I have seniors and disabled people who are on fixed incomes. Their days of earning money are over. They just get hit with a 30% tax. They're not in the schools. It may be what we need, and I talked about this before, like business. Business just got hit with a 30% school tax increase. They have no kids. Somewhere along the line, we'll have to look at how we tax property owners, how the municipal government does taxes. Is it fair that I have a childless couple or a single person who's paying for school taxes, or seniors? Probably not businesses, no. So somehow we're going to have to figure out somewhere down the line, and that line isn't too far from here, what you should be paying for in your municipality. And there's a lot of things you can do. Again, I was just talking with Mayor Fulop on some ideas. One of the things we're kicking around in Jersey City is the driveway tax, because we keep building these cookie-cutter homes. Good example is Seaside Heights. They must have pulled out the Jersey City playbook. There is a tremendous amount of construction going on. Each one of those homes being constructed in Seaside Heights, of course, is 8 foot up because of flooding. Now they have a garage, so garage gets a driveway. We have that in Jersey City, where, it's a much older city, a lot of, 1-2 family homes without driveways. Once they knock down that old home, they put the new one in, and you lose a parking spot. That person in Jersey City who has that driveway, they have a reserved parking spot because of that driveway. I think they should pay for that. I can't have one at my house in Jersey City because we have a moratorium on it. I have the room to put one in, but only if I knock my house down. If you have a reserved parking spot, you should probably pay something, $300 a year. And as I said to the mayor, 50% of that goes towards creating parking. You're almost like, a carte blanche kind of thing, where you pick what you use, and that's what you pay for. But that's somewhere down the road. Let's focus locally here. Tax hike is devastating, so we need to change that. And like I said, in the homeland, Jersey City, 30%. What happens in Jersey City will happen here. So today's mayor needs to cut and generate revenue. Right off the bat, you need to cut budgets 10%. Lee Iacocca, if you remember, he saved Chrysler. He's the guy that designed the Mustang. He saved Ford. He's done a lot of savings, that guy. He said, and he was a financial genius and a business genius, he could cut 10% out of any budget. Mo Hill has to do that. Mo Hill has to go to the school and demand that they cut 10% of that budget, because you're paying for that too. We need to protect the property owners here. We can't make living in Toms River ridiculously expensive. You don't want to have Toms River turn into the cost of Jersey City, but it can. What happens in Jersey City, dollar amount-wise, won't be the same in Toms River. Percentage-wise, it will be. And that gets costly. Mo's got to demand that the school board cut their budget by 10, and that's not asking a lot with that budget. In Jersey City, we're looking at next year, guarantee, a $1 billion school budget. And they'll just roll that into another tax hike. Mo's got to get some say, the same thing with Mayor Fulop in Jersey City, have some say in the operations of the Toms River Board of Education. I strongly urge Mayor Hill to go to an appointed board. So the mayor and the city council has say in that school budget, because it is deafening how ridiculously expensive it is. It is frightening. In Jersey City right now, I think the school budget comprises 42% of the tax bill. And it has gone up from like 26% to 42% in a very short span of time, like in 4 or 5 years. Same thing will happen down here. So if you want to look to the future, it's not far away. It's in Jersey City. Mo Hill's got to talk to the county. He's got to talk to his commissioners and say, we need to cut the county budget by 10%. We need to do everything we can. And these aren't amazing numbers or impossible numbers to achieve. You can do the 10%. Toms River and the County of Ocean got to start working on some shared service agreements. Toms River, of course, the county seat. It's the biggest municipality in the county, and the county, of course, being the county. There is a huge amount of redundancy between offices with the township of Toms River and the county of Ocean. And you're paying for both of them. The exact same departments with the exact same goals, you're paying for two of them. And we'll go into this further when we come back from commercial. You watching the Toms River Show? I'll be right back. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. We're back, Toms River Show, Pat O Melia. Let's pick up where we left off. Redundancy between the township of Toms River and the county of Ocean. And it goes on and on, by the way, from health departments to senior services to cultural affairs to housing and economic development to zoning to public safety, DPW. Both have huge DPW departments. You pay for all of that. When you go to the county website and go to the township of Toms River website and see the redundancy, you're paying for that. You're paying for the overhead, you're paying for the salaries, you're paying for the benefits, you're paying for the vacation time, you're paying for everything involved with both governments. Somehow, those two huge government entities, Township of Toms River and the County of Ocean, have to work together to reduce the redundancy. And there'll be a lot of redundancy. And there'll be a lot of that in your tax bill. So that has to be looked at. You just can't, everybody's running their own way. You got those three major parts of your tax bill. Township, county, school. They all have to start working together to save you, the property tax owner, the property owner who pays property taxes in Toms River, money. Toms River and the county, but we'll focus in locally, has to start doing more work in-house. Stop writing checks for everything that needs to be done. Any park work, we'll get an RFP on that and we'll contract that out. Road work, pothole filling, whatever the case is, it's real easy to manage when you can write a check with someone else's money. The County of Ocean does this. Just looking at road work alone for Toms River and the County of Ocean is tens of millions of dollars a year. And some private company is taking those contracts and they're making 30, 35% profit. That profit came out of your pocket, whether it's through township taxes or county taxes. That has to be looked at. Do it in-house. Just one of any of those road paving contracts that were issued, whether it's Toms River or the county, you could have bought all the equipment. And you could paid it all in one shot, bought all that equipment and done that road paving yourself. Municipalities used to do this, and we got away from that. It's time we get back into that. We have to control the cost, or your property taxes go skyrocketing. We can do that in-house. If you have the equipment, or whoever you want to split it between the county and Toms River, fine. Well, let Toms River do it. And they could do road paving in Toms River, and they could do road paving for the county and build the county. The more they bill out, the less they got to bill into your pocket. That stuff has to be done. We have to stop farming out road, any kind of municipal work. Painting in the town building, security in the town's building, whatever it is. You got DPW departments in both entities, and you're still farming things out. And each carried a pretty heavy payroll. And with the county, you got the mayor of Ocean Gate, who was having the county employees working on his house. So it was unsupervised. You, Tom's River people, paid for that work on the Ocean County mayor's house because they used county labor. You pay for that. There's 2 DPW crews that we're talking about, Tom's River and Ocean County. And you're paying for both. Probably nobody knows what they do. Again, shared services. That could be a big deal. And that has to be pushed. Any way we can get shared services to lower the cost of all the taxpayers, from the county and Tom's River. From, like I said, from Park Legal. Every time there's something legal, they go to an outside concern. You know how many friggin' lawyers Tom's River and Ocean County have? But yet something legal comes up, we farm that out. Police are expensive. And they retire, and you got to hire new people. I would take a lead from Seaside Heights and Chief Boyd, where he hires these kids, Tier 2, Tier 3 police, kind of like auxiliary police, where you can actually start your own minor league system, your own feeder system for your own police department. We could start training these kids as auxiliary police, where we can plug them into the county sheriff's department or the Tom's River police. We're training them. But meanwhile, while we're training these kids to be a cop someday in 2-3 years, they're working as security in the township buildings or the county building. They could be security in the schools instead of paying some security company. Again, writing a check with your money to some private security company. We're going to step up security in the schools. Let's start with an auxiliary police force where we can bring kids along, where we can hire 18, 19-year-old kids, put them on the auxiliary force, get them the police training. It could be that 2, Tier 3, and they work their way up. And when opening becomes available in Tom's River Police or Ocean County Sheriff's Department, we have a ready trained group. And there's so many things we can have these kids could do. Crossing guards, they could be low-level police work. They could do parking enforcement. We bring the kids along slowly and train them to be cops. Instead of throwing them in the deep end of the pool as soon as they become a cop out of the academy, we can work this slowly. Boyd does a damn good job of it in Seaside. Non-owner-occupied buildings, you got to generate revenue and cut expenses. If there are non-owner-occupied buildings in Tom's River, there should be a fee to that. Somebody's making an investment on that. If they're living in the building, fine. 2-family, 3-family, that's an investment property. You're getting 2-3 rents, you should pay a fee to the town. Because normally when there's an issue in the neighborhood, it's usually in that non-owner-occupied building. Bicycles and e-bikes, as we keep putting on bike infrastructure, even though nobody uses them, there should be a registration and some sort of a license plate on these bikes. If you're 18 years old or older, you're riding a bike, we're putting in bike lanes, we're putting in all this bike infrastructure, somebody's got to pay for it. There's money that could be made there. There could be a registration fee, put a license plate, because you know what? Those e-bikes and those bicycles, they can cause an accident. So we should be able to tell who that person is. And maybe, just maybe, we require insurance for e-bikes and bicycles for adults. Way to raise money. Review all Class D properties in Tom's River, and probably I'll say Ocean County too. Class 15 is not-for-profits. There's a lot of them. And a lot of these not-for-profits, they probably shouldn't have that designation, or they're not-for-profit, but they're doing a lot of for-profit work. That should all be reviewed because you're paying for that. They're not paying for any of those municipal services, no property taxes. You're covering those not-for-profits. They should all be reviewed. We need to protect your pocket. That's got to be the job now of the mayor of Tom's River, and almost any mayor in any municipality. You got to be more of a CEO. You got to figure out how to cut expenses and raise revenue and still deliver the same quality of municipal service to the constituents. right, we're going to break with commercial. You're watching the Tom River Show. I'll be right back.
Stevens Jersey City Ford, certified parts and service located at Route 440 and Communipaw Ave, is your #1 source for Ford and Lincoln automotive needs. We use certified Ford Motorcraft products to keep your Ford running in top shape. Motorcraft parts are backed with the Ford warranty, which includes a 2-year unlimited mileage guarantee. Our team will have the right Motorcraft part to ensure the best performance from your Ford or Lincoln. You can order in person at the parts counter or online. Let us help keep your Ford or Lincoln in the best shape at Stevens Jersey City Ford.
We're back. Tom's River Show, Pat O Melia. That whole list I just went down, that has to be the mayor of today. You have to be, it's really a 24/7 job too, 365. You have to figure out every day, how can I cut expenses, how can I generate revenue, and how can I stay out of the pockets of the property owners here, plus the renters in Tom's River. The more expensive you make it for the property owner, the more they're going to jack up the rent. So this is not just property owners, this is renters also. The mayor and the council have got to work diligently to figure out how to manage that municipality, how to manage the township, how to get as much as we can out of your dollar. And again, 10% cut on the budget. Right off the bat, you got to do this. 10 there, 10 at the school, 10 at the county, then work some shared services. Try to get as much done from the county ocean as possible in Tom's River so we don't have to pay other people to do it. The last thing we want to do in this new era of municipal government, it's the way expenses are now and insurances and everything, the new thing is, how can I do this cheaper? How can I utilize my in-house services? A good example is Amazon. I'll be talking to them. You know, they were using UPS for years, and FedEx started getting their own delivery guys because they seen we could do it in-house. Really, that's the future. Amazon is the future. I'm going to talk about them in a little bit. Mo Hill and all these mayors, they got to figure a new way of managing these townships, boroughs, major cities. You got to hold the line. No, not even hold the line. Bring that line back and generate revenue. But don't generate revenue, willy-nilly. Figure out who needs. Like I was saying with the driveway in Jersey City, that's a good fee. Maybe not so much in Tom's River. In Jersey City, that's a fee we should institute. And that's a fee. The blanket, just raising the taxes across the board, isn't fair to all the people across the board because they're not all using the same city services or township services. All right, quick hits. Mo, you still there? Hey, Mo. Mayor Mo. The Twin Tower Project, the two 10-story Twin Towers. First off, terrible name. I don't know of any project that's called Twin Towers after what happened on September 11, 2001. There are no Twin Tower projects. You don't use that name. That name is off the table. Second, those two 10-story buildings do not fit Tom's River. No. They don't fit. There's nothing even near that height in Tom's River, as far as I know, as far as I can see anyway. And the one they're putting in Seaside Heights, if it is ever built, where the steel skeleton structure was for 10, 12 years, that's going to be 10 stories. And Mayor Bonds in Seaside Heights says, well, that's the only 10-story one we're going to have in Seaside Heights because we'll prevent every other one. You let one go, another one will be built. One begets another. You tell me I got a lot and I want to put a 10-story building up, and you're going to say, well, no, that was an exception. No. You will lose in court every time. Once you allow one, you're going to allow a lot of them. Question is, what do you want Tom's River to be? Again, I'm from Jersey City. Most of you in Jersey City from Tom's River have a direct connection to Jersey City. It's your parents, your grandparents, or you moved here from Jersey City, whatever the case is. There's a connection. Do you want to become Jersey City? Because we became a city of high-rises. Because you build one, others will follow. And now Jersey City, downtown Jersey City, it's not even like Jersey City anymore. That's a different town, a whole other world down there. And that other world is starting to spread. It's starting to hit Journal Square now. 3 huge towers are going up. Another 3 towers are about to go up. Everything's going up high. Density is dollars. See, that's what happened with this supposedly Twin Tower project that Mo was kind of dancing around. Density is dollars. So any developer wants to build as high as they can on that footprint. I'm not even sure you have the infrastructure to accommodate two 10-story buildings. I'm not even sure how many units of housing that would be. But where are those kids going to school? You gonna build some more schools, Mo? Well, I don't think you will. That's the question. What do you want Tom's River to be? You want a bunch of high-rises that stick out like two sore bums in Tom's River? Because that one at Seaside, when they built it, one big tall thumb. But, we're going to come up with other thumbs down the road. Chairmanship to the Ocean County GOP. That's coming up, I think it's July 7th. Don't hold me to the date, but it's in the beginning of July. The only real indicator we can use is committee people. How the committee people. As of now, in Tom's River alone, Michael Mastronardi, the sheriff of Ocean County, who is in the running for the chair of the GOP, has a committee lead of 88 to 33. 88 members is allegedly loyal to Mike Mastronardi and 33 to George Gilmore. I look at this, I don't think George Gilmore is getting into any race that he's not going to win. And I'm sure George Gilmore has counted his votes. But this will be a real squeaky close vote. And we'll see how this goes. I know Mike Mastronardi. I dealt with him. He's been in the studio. Don't know George Gilmore, just out of reputation. It'll be very interesting to see how this vote goes. And again, like I said, George Gilmore is a political animal. I'm used to those political animals. Mike Mastronardi isn't. It'll be interesting to see if Mastronardi pulls this off. But with 88 to 33 lead, he's off for a good start. Ocean County is against installing speed bumps on county roads. In Hudson County, we're doing everything possible, Vision Zero. Bump outs, shark teeth, whatever it is. If we could slow it down, we're slowing it down. I'm not all into that Vision Zero, unless where there are areas where it is needed. Hamilton Avenue and Seaside Heights, the exit for Seaside Heights. Everything in Seaside Heights is freaking funneled into Hamilton Avenue to get out. It can easily be changed with a little work on Bay Boulevard, but no. We would rather funnel all the exit traffic out on Hamilton. Hamilton Avenue from Central going west is like a quarter-mile race strip until you get to the senior building. I mean, they are flying down there. I couldn't get the county to put a speed bump in because my kids have a summer house down there. But we can put in a crosswalk with a stop sign. So I spoke to Mayor Vaz about a crosswalk somewhere around the 218 address in Hamilton. Crosswalk with a stop sign. See if that slows it down a little bit. See if we get it done. I mentioned Amazon. Amazon is probably one of the best run companies in the world. Jeff Bezos. And he actually makes money, unlike Tesla, where they never make money. But, Elon Musk is the richest guy in the world. Watch how Amazon is going to react to this inflation and the fuel crisis. Watch Amazon buy a gasoline refinery. You can almost see Jeff Bezos is going to follow the Henry Ford method, where Henry Ford, if he needed rubber, anything for his cars, he went out and he bought the property. And he funneled all his own material into his car manufacturing. You watch Amazon do the same thing. First thing you watch, they're going to buy a refinery. All right, I'm out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.